You don't have to be hard to see, Jimmy Buffett. That's
It'd
not
be easy to see.
Jimmy Buffett.
All right.
Welcome back to the Roll Report, where we sing Jimmy Buffett songs for warm-up
I've
sometimes.
leaned into not knowing who men are a lot this year.
Yeah,
And that's
that's
just,
as it should be.
I mean,
yeah, no, that's fine.
Your
But
I'm into it.
New Year's resolution is to know who less men are.
no less of who men are.
No less fewer men.
I think
No
I,
fewer
I
men.
feel like
No
that
fewer
more
men.
people should share this ambition / resolution.
It's actually
just
a
like
demotion. It's not
Yeah.
an ambition. I heard that
Demission?
the smart things make you sad. What is it? Intelligence
I don't-
is
Depressing?
curse.
depressing. Yeah.
ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is you
That's
said it.
the one.
There it is.
It really is. On that note, we roll some dice around here, I think.
Roll the
My name is
dice.
Colin. I am your debatably friendly DM. I am joined by our wonderful heroic trio. Hello, heroic trio.
Hello.
And our wonderful special guest. Hello, special guest.
Hello.
Let's go. I'm going to say, I don't know, counterclockwise for me.
Well, countering the clockwise wisely is Fenner. That's me, Fenner Merlick. You can find me at all Fenner on the Instagram, and arguably the tallest person in the room today.
That's,
Arguably.
I mean, I could stand on tiptoe. And who are you playing?
I play our dear human friend Galen, incredible chef, mercenary, nebulous or tentacleless past, one might say.
This is Ben. I am playing the character of Talus, your friendly neighborhood shapeshifter, in the form of Renton Connolly. At the moment, I use he, him pronouns. I am calling in remotely, which is why Fenner has currently achieved the glorious title of tallest person in the room.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
All right. You can find me at Ben_Rogue on Instagram.
Where there's lots of cool
It's true.
art.
It's really cool.
Ooh, yeah. I'm posting new Tau miniatures like
Ooh.
today or tomorrow. New fancy miniatures are coming out.
So by the time the episode comes out,
Oh,
we'll
definitely.
be
They've-
live
yeah.
on Ben's Instagram. for
Exactly.
quite some time.
Oh, yeah.
5,000 likes.
Exactly.
At least.
At least.
Yeah.
Bare minimum.
Hi, I'm Kaya. I play Rivulet Starfish, your resident teenage princess. And you can find me on Instagram at KAYAMEYY. For
Hi.
artsy stuff.
I'm the special guest. My name is Hannah. I also work as the campaign's social media manager. You can find
Fabulous.
the campaign on the Roll Report cast on both TikTok and Instagram. You can find me at Booker Queen Draws. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm playing Psyche Filialine, whose pronouns are also they, them, but also goes by she, her.
And if you like our wonderful campaign art, it was made by Hannah, who is available. for
Excellent
commissioning
campaign art.
And making of your own wonderful art.
Yes, indeed.
Well, it has been a little while for us, so why don't we do a recap? Last time, all that time ago, brief moments for our listeners, but long times for us. You had all just closed the interdimensional rift that had opened in Shampoodles, the high-end pet store in the third ring. Rivulet had been badly injured, Talus had been poisoned, and the captured mutant spider kitten in its carrier was getting very antsy. Psyche was also informed that council backup was on the way, and you took a short rest in the remnants of the shop, while Galen made oitog chicharrones for a chef's treat. In a little while, the guards arrived, led by your friend Ifazora of the Silver Flame. She informed you that wizards had been pressed into service in the city and were helping close and permanently seal the rifts that were popping open throughout Sea Shallow. She also examined Talus and advised you to seek out a cleric or paladin to cure him, and Galen did so, unlocking a new power from his divine patrons whose names he couldn't quite remember. Psyche received another sending from Amendiel, their boss and the head priest of the Grand Temple, informing them of something odd he sensed at the nearby temple of Eileen, the goddess of love. You all quickly departed Shampoodles, with Ifazora promising to provide backup when her duties were complete, or if she received an emergency bubble from Rivulet, and headed to Cuttlefish Channel, and the temple. The temple itself, usually full of life and color and open to the public, seemed dim and drabbed as you arrived, and its doors and windows were closed, and, as Galen discovered attempting to fling the doors wide open, sealed somehow. You snuck around to the back, which meant Psyche tapping on windows and asking who was there and peeking in, and Rivulet singing the Chartreuse Shark theme song, which is our version of Pink Panther.
Okay. Yeah.
Ba-dum, ba-dum.
Da-dun,
Very stealthy.
da-dun,
Extremely stealthy.
Dun.
Extremely stealthy. As you entered the side door of the temple, Rivulet also took 2 rare clownfish who are currently nestled in her leg with Bob, the platinum arowana. Inside the temple, once you entered and illuminated it, you discovered everything covered with spider and cobwebs, 3 humanoid cocoon shapes on the wall, and a device placed on the temple's altar pulsing a faint red light. Psyche and Galen examined the cocoons and realized they contained the temple priest, an elf, and 2 others, while Rivulet and Talus investigated the device. A pyramid of glass and metal with a core of magical items and cogwheels, seemingly designed to create a planar teleportation spell and something like a maker's mark on the side of it. As Galen rolled the burrito of bodies towards the side door, Rivulet went for the rare crystal, a crimson sunferrite, at the center of the device, cracking it open by freezing the liquid contained inside the core. Although nothing happened to the device itself, as Galen reached the door, his path was blocked by 2 strange spider-like creatures dropping from the ceiling, and that is where we are now. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Haha. Starting with glorious battle.
Glorious, hopefully glorious.
Hopefully glorious battle.
Got 11.
I have an 18.
I got an 8.
Okay, 18 for Talus. Psyche,
19.
19. Galen, that was 8?
Hi.
8. And Rivulet,
11.
11. As you will see on our handy-dandy little map, you can move yourself around and do things on your turn. This is approximately your positions, as best I could remember and determine. And as a reminder, those big gray areas, the squares, and sort of the line around the edges near the walls is all spiderwebby, difficult terrain.
Are the squares 5 or 10 feet?
They are 5 feet.
Okay, great.
So the spider things rolled really well. However, Psyche, as you hear Galen's, Galen, what is your surprised noise as these things drop out of the ceiling?
What? Ah! Oh!
As you hear
One for
anime
each.
noises come from the side door and you turn, you see these strange things dropping from the ceiling. Give me a history check with advantage.
Okay. That is 15.
In this moment, as they close in, you recognize them, and something is wrong. You can't quite remember everything about them, but they should not be here. These are not the aberrations that you have seen. You recognize the shape and the limbs and something about the language that they are attempting to speak, but you, in the heat of the moment, do not recall more than that. So they go first. They rolled extremely well. So the first one is going to look over at the 3 of you over by the side, Psyche, Galen, Psyche, Talus, and Rivulet. You hear it whisper something in this horrible clicking language somewhere between spider mandibles clacking and also a sort of a sibilant whisper behind it as well. I need the 3 of you to make charisma saves for me, please.
Charisma. Ooh, 22. I
Okay.
am saved.
You are very saved.
That is a nat 20 plus 1.
Extremely saved.
Got a 9.
Not saved.
Instant karma.
Psyche, you're looking. Your mind is racing, trying to figure out where you have seen these creatures before, what it means that they might be here, and not paying any attention to the magic that is cast over you. Talus, you feel a flicker of familiarity as this magic washes over you. It has its roots somewhere in the Feylands.
Ooh.
And with that knowledge, as you feel it, you are able to resist it. Rivulet, you feel this sort of heaviness and palpable grief and rage settle over you. You have been baned. You, anytime you roll a d20, you're going to roll a d4 and subtract the result. And let me also remember the thing. You do not get to remake the save at the end of your turn, but you know that this creature has affected you. And I'm going to say that is the one.
Does it go away if I kill it?
Pretty likely. I mean, almost definitely. That is the one that is a little bit closer to the three of you. So I'm going to wiggle it on the map, this one. The other one, Galen, looks at you and it pulls a dagger out and is going to attempt to stab you with it. 22? Does a 22 hit?
I'm 18.
Okay. 22 hits. That is 7 points of piercing damage and... Oh, that was a very good roll. 16 poison damage.
What? That's 25? Well, how interesting. Is it 23?
Yes.
7 plus 16.
Yes,
Wow,
23.
I have 2 HP.
You're joking. Okay.
Do I look like I'm joking?
No,
but
very serious.
that
I thought I was a pretty good actor.
That is both of their turns. So
going back to school.
Oh,
no, all of you guys come up in a row. Psyche, you are up. Talus, you are on deck. So one of these creatures skitters a little bit closer, whispers this weird sibilant language, and infects Rivulet. And Galen, it comes a little closer. Just this weird, crooked, curved, jagged dagger stabs into you. Psyche.
okay. I do see that Galen is over there by himself, and he did just get quite hurt. So my instinct is to go over there. Does anybody have an issue with that?
You have healing stuff?
Not significant. I think I've used my healing stuff.
I have healing stuff.
You have? Do we got
I have healing word,
potion.
and I don't need. Oh,
you got a
There's
healing
also
potion
that.
from Ifazora.
I'm carrying the healing potion.
You are.
I think, Galen, you also
Yeah, I
have
got
some of
something.
your
Yes, you have lay on hands,
paladin thing.
which
we
you
didn't use all
learned to
of it.
use last time, and which you can use on yourself.
Yeah, I do. I have to wait for my turn for that. Or-
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
Yeah, that's what I figured.
and it is your action.
Right now.
No.
No,
Sorry.
no.
It is an action on your turn.
Oh.
Like it is the same as like making an attack or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. So you
but
wouldn't be able to
you
attack.
can do that on your turn if you want. But Psyche, over to you.
Okay. That's basically a question out to the group. Are you guys okay if Rivulet and Talus, do you have it over here if I go to support Galen?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Yep.
Then I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's see. So, are they within range of me or not?
Yeah, your speed is at least 30, right? Or no, faster because of
Yes.
monk stuff.
Yes. No, my speed is not faster than 30, but my question was about the spider thing. Is it within range to attack me with an opportunity attack as I move away?
Oh, no.
Okay. Fantastic.
Sorry, they haven't moved from their positions on the map.
Okay. So I'm going to look to Talus and Rivulet and say, you can handle this one, I'm sure. And I'm going to run over to Galen. So that's 10.
The background of the map is not the exact one that I imagined. Like there's more open space.
I'm gonna vault over one of the pews and get over to help defend Galen. And I am going to, the one that just attacked him is the one right next to him, I presume.
Yeah, this one by the stair.
Okay. Then I think I'm going to need to use Step of the Wind to get over there. So I'm going to spend a key point to dash as a bonus action over to the spider thing. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my attack to unarmed strike it.
Get in there.
Yes, I'm going to unarmed strike it. All right, that is a 10 plus 6, so that's a 16.
Hits.
Okay.
16 hits.
Okay,
It sounds like that as you run up and bash it in the face.
Okay, so that's 9 damage for my first attack.
Okay.
And I'm going to hit it again. And that is a 14.
14 does not hit.
Okay.
You run in, land one solid punch, and as you bring your second punch in, it manages to twist so a stronger piece of carapace gets in the way. Your fist stings slightly, and it smiles down at you in this weird, spidery way.
Oh, I don't like that. Okay, cool. That's my turn.
All right. Talus, that is you. Rivulet, you are on deck.
Okay, I'm going to move through these pews and but still retain a safe distance, and then I'm going to cast Phantasmal Force against the spider monster that I can see directly, menacing these bundled up commoners. That has to take a DC 15 intelligence save.
That is a 12. It fails.
All right, great. So it believes this phantasm is real. The phantasm looks like that monster we were just fighting in the pet shop. Obviously terrifying. Clearly very distracting to spider monsters.
Extremely so. I put a pink circle around one of them. Was that the one that you intended?
Yes, that is the one.
Great. You reach out, cast your magic again, this becoming a reliable standby in combat. This thing looks at you, and then you see the moment when its eyes suddenly focus on this strange mutated thing on the floor that is burrowing towards it, and it looks down, and its attention seems completely distracted by it. Does that do damage when you cast it or on your next turns?
Yeah, I don't think it does damage until it says each round on my turn, the phantasm can deal 1d6. So I don't know if that means it counts for the first one.
I think it will be when we get around to
I think it does not. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Any other movement or bonus action?
Nope. That's me.
All right. Rivulet, that is you, and Galen on deck.
Oh! Rivulet casts Guiding Bolt, and her body becomes a flash of light for a second, and she...
At which one?
At the one closest to Galen.
Okay. Make your attack and subtract a d4.
2. And that's 22.
20 will still hit, believe it or not.
Okay.
Damage?
So how much damage?
Oh, sorry. I hit it with 24 and damage 22.
Oh.
22 damage.
Yeah. I used one of my big ones.
Yes, Guiding Bolt does not fuck around at all. Your body lights up in this blaze of starlight. A bolt flies across the room, smacks into this thing, and leaves a glowing afterimage surrounding all of it. Next person to attack that one has advantage.
Nice.
It looks badly hurt. These radiant burns along all of its body, and it chitters and screams again. Movement or bonus action for Rivulet?
I'd like to inspire Galen.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that? What does that look like?
Galen, I believe in you. Take that medicine.
Delicious. I feel so inspired.
Galen bleeding profusely from a dagger wound in his side. But at least your companions believe in you.
Do I get some HP for that, or is it just it's emotional?
You get a D6, I believe, a D6 on a attack roll or saving throw?
Ability check
ability
or saving throw.
Yeah. And that is your turn.
So if I use my lay hands on, could I also do a bonus action of attack? No.
You
It's only if I'm attacking that I can do a double.
Yeah.
Yes,
You
attack.
You have a multi-attack, so that when you attack, you can attack twice, but you only have one action per turn.
Yes.
So your action would either be to do lay on hands because it's a spell, or would be to attack.
If you are holding the healing potions that you received, I would allow you to take a healing potion as a bonus action and then make an attack as your action. Or if you want to heal yourself,
now where's my
very
healing potion?
Inventory?
We did not specify who took them from Ifazora, I think. Does any...
I don't think we did.
Galen and I took them.
Great.
Yeah,
you
that would make
absolutely
sense.
So you absolutely have one, and you can take one as a bonus action. That is 2d4 plus 2 hit points. If you want to do that right off the bat.
So you roll your little triangle twice.
No, what a D4.
I don't know.
2d4, and then what else?
Plus 2.
It's actually a pyramid.
You're so right.
I mean, that's just tough because the most I could get is 10, but the lay hands on I could get 20. And I'm just trying to figure out how much health I need at this point.
This is economy of actions. This is, you only have one action and one bonus action. So
I'm just going to take care of little old Galen here because I'm feeling weak at 2 HP.
You could also, you could take the potion and lay on hands on yourself if you want to.
Oh yeah, let's get all the freaking healing.
You could totally do that if you want.
I rip open my shirt.
Revealing the tactical nipple ring.
Yeah, and that's where I had put the potion, which is Ifazora gave me. It's a little jewel, like a little bling jewel. And I take it and I crush it in my molars, and that's the potion. So then I get a 4. And
nice.
Damn, 1. So that's 7.
7 total.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I after that. I smacked my hand. Sorry to clap.
No, you're good.
I'm sorry, sound guy.
No, you're good.
I'm sorry I called you sound guy. I got a concussion this week.
Doing good.
And then I lay my hands on. Yeah, my hands glow green like algae, like bioluminescent algae.
Slight shimmer as this little wash of bioluminescent algae.
And I touch myself in front of everyone. Oh, I just start healing and glowing.
And not even in the normal way.
Healing.
Yeah.
I'm healing.
In the best kind of way.
So from the potion, I got 7. Oh, 70. What was that? I don't know.
I mean, hey.
And then I'm going to say, let me see. I think I have 20 left in my lay hands.
Sounds about right.
Pool.
I think it's 5 per level.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to give myself 15 of those.
Okay.
And keep 5 just in case any of my compatriots need a little healing later.
There you go.
But I'm going to give them all to me.
All right.
I am healed. Great.
He doesn't have to say it like that. It's fine. I'm glad. He says to you.
Wow, you guys sure got a lot of opinions about how I should stay alive.
One of the spiders just like looks back and forth between the two of you and like chitters something that sounds slightly questioning.
And then I bust out my own little, because I learned on the ship we had a spider stowaway, and he taught me spider in exchange for me not snitching. And so I turn to him and I go,
it looks even more confused, but then shrugs and looks like it's going to do something. That is the end of the round. Get it together. Okay. Galen, looking much better after imbibing a potion, laying the clammy hands of the octopus on himself, straightens up as these creatures take their next turn. Rivulet, the one that seems to have it out for you, is going to skitter. Actually, no, it's not. It's going to make an intelligence save, right? What does it do on its turn? It thinks that it is fighting one of the Oitugs.
Phantasmal force.
Ben, what is it? Sorry, Talus. It has to investigate, or it assumes the thing it's fighting is real. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. It just has to pass another investigation check. Yeah.
Believe it or not, they're not very intelligent.
Haha.
But
This is as I predicted.
It's going to do its best. It's like looking aimlessly. It is still concentrating. It hasn't stopped letting up on Bane on Rivulet, but that's an 11. I think it spends its turn fruitlessly fighting this thing. Is that right? Look at that spell.
So wait, what exactly does Bane do again?
Bane is the opposite of bless. So you subtract a d4 from attack rolls and saving throws.
Okay, is that a concentration spell?
It is,
Yes,
but
up to 1 minute.
That thing has not taken damage yet, but it will. I was just going to look at this. Does it on its turn or on your turn?
It's on my turn that happens.
Okay.
So yeah, so it will be making concentration checks once it gets hit, but it has not yet.
Oh, okay. But the fact that it's like thinks that it's fighting this aberration doesn't break its concentration. It has to actually get hit in order to do that.
Yeah. I mean, so it from its perspective, it is smart enough to know that like something else has appeared in this room, but there's no reason for it to stop concentrating on this spell that already worked.
Okay, got it.
Oh God. Okay, that's what happened. But it spent it. You see it just like everybody sees this one stabbing vainly in the air. Talus, you see it trying to stab into the Oitug. It also is going to. Where is the thing? I'm going to say. Talus, roll a dexterity save with advantage. You see its abdomen sort of swing around and its spinneret release a massive thing of web in your general direction, as that is where this phantasm is. I
just crit failed that. I rolled a 1. It's a 3 with the bonuses,
with advantage. It's
not with advantage.
Not really aiming at you, but so you have a better chance than usual to get out of the way.
I believe.
Got it.
So
Okay, that's a 13 with advantage.
He also has to roll a d4 and take that away. Does he not?
No, both of you passed. Only Rivulet as Bane right now. Yes,
I take it back.
Yeah.
How long is Rivulet baned for?
Lasts for 1 minute.
Bane.
Unless we attack the creature that baned her. It is a concentration spell, which means that creature has to maintain concentration on it.
So,
and each round.
Yeah, I get to deal 1d6 damage to it on my turn. So
yes, each turn is 6 seconds.
10 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's plenty of time
to be affected.
Oh, I've done stand-up comedy. I know that.
So, Talus, this new area near you is covered with web, but you managed to not get your legs tangled up in it. That is that one's turn. The other one is going to take a swipe at Galen again. Let me make... it hasn't moved. That is an 18. I think that just hits you.
Hits.
Okay.
Don't I have an advantage or something because I'm looking beautiful? My hair looks great today or something.
It's very distracted. It gazes at you lovingly as it stabs you with its dagger again.
Hey, Colin, can I ask, just because these are spider things using dagger, what are these things? Maybe I don't understand what they look like. Are they humanoid in...
They're sort of odd, almost spider tars.
Okay.
Centaur, like things
so
like they're
spiders
they
on
have
the bottom?
they have a big spider abdomen and 8 legs and a larger sort of trunk and humanoid torso.
Okay.
So are they considered humanoid? Sorry to interrupt.
They are not.
Okay. Got it.
Talus, make an Arcana check.
I love these. +7 Arcana. Oh, it's only a 10 though.
Okay. Something kind of tickles the back of your mind about it as well. And as I'm looking back at the thing, spider tar is maybe not quite right. Like there is a big spider abdomen with 6 legs, and then a more humanoid shoulder and arms at the very front end, and something between a humanoid and spider face. So like several sets of eyes and spider mandibles, but this like very humanoid shoulder, neck, head situation. But like at the front of it, just where a spider's, what is that?
Mandibles.
Thorax or head? What's the front part of an
A
insect?
spider has a cephalothorax.
A cephalothorax.
Yeah. So they
Yeah.
have a
Exactly.
head and then a cephalothorax.
Okay.
Bugs, obviously, insects have a head and then a thorax.
Okay. So they're like the head and the upper cephalothorax, as it were, is much more humanoid presenting. But yeah, they something tickles the back of your mind, but you are not quite sure. So Galen, that was 6 piercing damage. And 8 poison damage.
Does it take an attack of opportunity from me since it's moving into that space?
Why are they picking on Galen so much?
No,
so big and strong.
It
skitters a little bit till it's standing over the body of one of these like wrapped up humanoids. So it is still within both of your effective range.
Okay.
As a bonus action, you see several sets of its eyelids blink. Psyche, you whirl around and a spectral dagger appears behind you and tries to stab you, but that is only an 8.
That will not hit.
So nothing, it does not hit. You neatly dodge, and it is your turn with Talus on deck.
Okay. This thing's looking pretty hurt, yes?
This one closest to you is, it's looking hurt.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And you have advantage on first attack because it is glowing from the guided bolt.
Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and unarmed strike it. That's an advantage. So that's going to be a 22 to hit. Okay, and then I'm going to spend a key point to try to stunning strike it.
No, it rolls an almighty 3.
Okay.
It is stunned.
Okay, so it is stunned. So first attack is going to be, that's going to be 7.
Okay.
And then that's going to be a 24 to hit.
Also very hit.
Okay. And that is an 8. And then I'm going to bonus action flurry of blows.
Right, 2 more.
Okay. So that's 23. And
It's stunned. You have advantage.
you're right. And a nat 20. So that'll crit.
All hits.
Okay. So that's 5. And then 4. And then 9. So 5, 4, 9. So 9, 18 with that flurry of blows.
You dodge around this spectral dagger, slam a fist directly into the side of its neck. Its whole body locks up and its legs sort of twitch out and it lands heavily on its abdomen. 3 more blows rain down. It is very, very badly hurt, but still alive.
But stunned.
And stunned.
Okay.
It is not moving, just little spider legs slightly twitching on the ground, a very faint little from its mandibles. I don't know, yours were better.
Okay, this is how I would have done it.
Yeah. The noise of a stunned spider creature. Anything else for Psyche?
Nope, that's going to be it for me.
All right. Talus, that is to you. And Rivulet on deck.
Okay, great. So let's go ahead and roll this D6 psychic damage for the one that I have under my phantasmal force. Ooh, that is a 6.
All right.
Very nice.
6 psychic, and it's going to see if it has concentration still. It does not. It loses it. It is so distracted by this illusory. You, in your mind's eye, see the illusory Oitug just reach out and chomp with this massive jaw on one of its arms. And the rest of you see this creature just start flailing an arm around at the air for no reason. But Rivulet, you feel this sort of oppressive heaviness and sadness lifted from you as it loses concentration on Bane.
Aha!
So Talus, is that your action or is that just a thing that happens?
I think it's just a thing that happens.
I think it's a thing that happens. So, action, movement, bonus action, all the things to you.
Okay. So I am going to wait. What's this black circle right here?
That is the web that it just shot in your vague direction. So that area is
Oh,
also
okay.
now some difficult terrain. It is. I did not do the things with the map and the tablet trying to do it more pretty. Next time.
Okay.
It's beautiful
great.
to me.
Oh, thank you.
So I am going to carefully sidestep this. So let's say we're at, 10, that's about 30. And then, so I could potentially get a non-concentration other attack action.
Yes. I think so. Let me look at this
Yes,
spell
if
one
it
more
is
time.
not
Yeah.
concentration, you can affect another spell.
When it is affected by the
Okay,
spell.
I'm going to try to firebolt this one that's in combat with Psyche and Rivulet then.
Dude 'em.
Yeah, technically, your phantasm deals a d6 of psychic damage to the target if it is in the phantasm's area or within 5 feet. Yeah, so it
Okay,
totally happens.
great.
Yeah, so you can use other spells that are not concentration freely. A
All right.
9 will not hit, however.
Right, that's what I figured.
You
okay,
do, though, it is stunned, so you do have advantage.
you
do.
So I get another roll.
Yep.
Yes, if you're attacking the one that is stunned, you get advantage.
That's still going to come up short. It's only a 5.
It should no
And
longer
you
be
roll a
pink.
12.
Not the
No,
pink one, the
yeah,
one in front of you and
The-
I.
sort of
I
right.
gotta refresh my map because I'm on mobile.
The one right kind of in the center closest to you is
Okay, yeah.
stunned. So yeah. Talus, you sidle closer, throw a firebolt, and even as it's stunned, it manages somehow one little twitch of its legs knocks your firebolt off course. That does not hit. Bonus
Terrible
action.
terrible accuracy here, given that I'm standing 2 feet from it. And accuracy has unfortunately never been one of my strong suits. Anyway, as a free action, I'm just going to talk to my compatriots here. I've got one of these things in under my fuckery sway. And I'd like to be able to read its thoughts if we can kill the other one and then somehow bind this one up and figure out where it came from and what it's doing here. So if we can kill this one, let's try to subdue the other one and read its thoughts.
Can I roll?
Sound good, everyone?
Can I roll Arcana or History? I know I wasn't able to tell what these things are, but can I get a sense of like how able Talus is going to be able to do this?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, me too.
either of those will work.
Because I know
Sure, go for it.
some critters are not it's not possible to do that with.
Oh, I got a 19.
Very nice. So I guess I'm gonna do. I did History already, so let's do Arcana. So that'll be, if I can look at my stuff, that'll be 24.
Okay. The two of you, as you are squared off against this now badly hurt creature, like look at each other for a moment, hearing Talus, and then look back. Galen, I think I think in this moment you feel a brief whisper in the back of your mind. One of your deities speaking to you. There's a sense of warning. Again, sort of the sense that like this creature should not be here. And you think that it would be very difficult. You have this sense that it would not. They are alien enough creatures that trying to communicate with it would be difficult, but not impossible.
Okay, so similar then to
And yeah, Psyche, for you, and with a 24, you in this moment remember much more about these creatures. So you look at these things and you recognize in this flash, as Talus suggests communicating with them, the Choldrith. These are things that you have studied in your knowledge of the gods and of the history of the archipelago and how it came to be. You have read of these creatures. You recognize the shape and the description and put some of these pieces of various fragmented ancient text together. They long ago before there is some legends that some people give various credence to that before the archipelago existed, even. These things were blessed by Pentress, who is the goddess of the dark moon, witchery, wild things, and the darker feminine aspects of those domains. And at a certain point, these things became corrupt or corrupted by outside forces, perhaps, and became violent and dark, embracing all of the worst and darkest aspects of the goddess that originally blessed them. And at some point, they were all, any of them that remained, at least, it was rumored, were sealed away in a tomb that was hidden under the sea.
Well, that's not good.
And I
Given the fact that they're here and not there, that's quite bad.
yeah.
Does this mean that they would have an aversion to dry straw and salt if they're from the sea? Or that was just
Or
their
fire.
punishment?
Yeah.
Like light.
Electricity.
Trying to, like, what can we glean from this?
With a 24, I would say they are sensitive to sunlight, as a number of things or creations of that particular goddess or some of her relatives are.
Oh, cool.
So maybe you should tell someone who can make light.
Yeah. You and I share that in common, don't we?
Sunlight specifically.
Yeah. So we would need to open the doors, but they're right next to us. So
Right next to you.
Yes.
Anyway, so in this moment that occurs to you both, if you want to reply to Talus, and then Rivulet, I believe you are up.
I cast guiding bolt again. Do, 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 do.
Yes, and this thing is extremely badly hurt. It's like twitching almost dead on the ground. The other one is, you can go ahead and do that. It will, if you hit it, will probably be overkill, and I think Rivulet would recognize that given how badly you hurt it with one already.
Yeah.
I just want to give you that option.
So I, let's see.
You could do it at the other one.
What's going on? How's the other one looking?
It's very distracted. It's stabbing aimlessly at the air in front of it.
That's
Remarkably
the one that I
close.
want to cast a guiding bolt.
Okay.
That's
Sorry,
the one that fucked with me.
I thought you were talking about the one that
right.
was already very badly hurt. My apologies. Go for it.
Okay. Boop doop boop boo. That's a 17.
That hits.
Yes.
Another flare of light through the temple as Rivulet hurls another guiding bolt.
19.
19. This thing is hurt by that, and it looks over your way as you have become a greater threat to it.
Yeah. And I have a bonus action.
You do.
And I would like to use my starry form archer.
Mm-hmm.
So that is an 18 to hit.
Hits.
And that is a 5.
Right. The flare of light continues as you look over. You see Rivulet now in her full starry form, the constellation of the archer shining as another bolt of light flares out, striking the Childreth in the face. It shrieks and chitters. And that one is now looking pretty badly hurt as well. And I believe anything else?
Can I do other things?
You could move if you want to move.
Ooh. Can I move to the altar?
So each of the squares is 5 feet, and the gray things will cost you twice that to move through where the silk is. But yeah, you can move. You could move like up to kind of that first row of the altar. Yeah. All right.
Hello, thank you so much for listening to our wild and wacky tales. Fenner here, just asking you to apply your support to us in the form of leaving us a 5-star review on our podcast platform. Of course, follow us on social media so you never miss a release date. And maybe, tag us in some pictures that remind you of us. That's at The Roll Report Cast. At The Roll Report Cast on Instagram, on TikTok. All right. And hey, we've got a Patreon. Did you know that? If you sign up for our Patreon, you get special perks, premium content, ad-less podcast listening pleasure, and you'd never have to hear me say this message again. Back to the show.
Galen, you're up.
Rousing myself with the 10 HP I have remaining, I turn to the nearest Choldrith. Choldrith. My jaw slackened from my struggles. And of course, I start with a divine smite.
Right.
A scimitar of warning. That's what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because he's right there.
Get him.
He is right there. He is stunned. You have advantage.
Which means you roll twice and take the higher one.
Love it. Oh, 18 and 11. Okay, 18 plus 7, 25.
Hits. Big hits.
And then I get a D6 plus quattro. Multilingual today. Oh, it's a 6. I 6.
Mm-hmm.
I 10.
Galen, destroy this creature.
Wait, what's the skin made out of?
Good question.
Can I turn it into an accessory?
All my enemies.
Yeah, right?
It's a spider. It's like
It's
a
a spider. So it's
I'm gonna make a helmet.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Its legs are a little more chitinous and like got some sort of insectoid, arachnoid armor in some plates, but a lot of it is also like hide or skin, as you might expect on like a more humanoid.
I think I
version
go
of
and
these
I
things.
start chopping, and I'm like chopping and stepping into the body while I'm chopping and chopping. And then as I finish chopping up this munchy, crunchy spider guy, I realize I've chopped myself into some shin guards and wrist guards by just like chopping and punching into
Some gauntlets and
the
gauntlets.
exoskeleton of the spider.
You wade into this thing as you cut it down,
I'm so
ending up with these
pissed off.
insectoid plates on your arms and shins.
Maybe
and
even a cod piece.
of its head, just like
Yeah,
just
the bottom of its
just
jaw.
the bottom of its jaw, and like the mandibles are like it's the new tactical cod piece.
Perfectly fits the family jewel.
Ooh.
They're just
right.
they drop
I would call it
gently.
the family corals.
You can actually do it however you want, actually.
The
wow.
family corals drop gently into the mandibles of the head of this
Didn't want to
creature.
know that, and now I do.
A sound like a plum falling from an overripe tree.
In my studies have obtained so much forbidden knowledge, and this
Time
really,
seems to slow down.
this is the worst one. This is
It's as if,
This was the moment
this is the time
that
that
Psyche
I
regretted
really,
leaving the temple.
well, you're
Regret.
welcome. My bonus action is to shove the other one somewhere helpful.
Yeah.
Where should I shove it, everyone?
Towards the doors that I'm about to open where the sun is.
Great. Shove
yes,
away.
That
Yeah.
one is gone. It gets, how strong is it? It makes a strength saving throw, right?
Oh, what do I have to roll for my shove?
They have to roll a strength save, I think.
Can't I just shove them?
Maybe.
Just kidding.
You know what?
I'm
Sometimes.
gonna
Throw the
succeed on
rolls
a 7,
out.
15.
You could just shove them.
15 gets a 13. It fails.
I mean, I whisper
yeah,
some more insults that are like way out of dialect for the spiders. They're just like,
Okay.
what? Is that
It moves 10 feet.
drunk? 5.
that right?
5 feet.
He's like, what did you call
Corridor
my mom?
away from you.
Does it move 5 or 10 feet away from you?
5.
5. Okay. Oh, away from you.
I'm choosing away. I think
Okay.
I'm choosing towards where Psyche is going to open
I
the
will allow
doors.
it. It moves 5 feet towards the doors as you telekinetically shove it. Anything else?
I think that's all I got.
Okay. So one of these things is dead. The other one still believes it is. I'm gonna see if it is smart enough to know that it really should forget about the phantasmal thing that has been chomping on its arm. That is that is at least a 16 for its intelligence. It takes its focus off of the strange thing for a moment. It chitters another meaningless sound, mandibles clacking. It holds up a hand towards you, Psyche. Make a wisdom saving
please
throw.
say it's wisdom. Please.
It is wisdom.
Okay. We'll see. Oh boy. Well, that was bad. That is a 9.
Fails. You all of your muscles immediately.
Oh wait, hold on. I misread it. That's a 12.
For a moment,
Sorry.
a split second, all of your muscles lock up and you tense and freeze in place, and you muster the willpower to send your key coursing through your body again, and you are not paralyzed, have resisted its hold person spell. It is also going to bring up a spectral dagger, and it's going to try to hit you. Actually, no, Rivulet, it's going to try to hit you. It is very annoyed at you. So there's
I'm the one who kicked its butt.
The same dagger that is holding this strange, jagged, odd metal thing appears in the air behind you. That is going to be... that's a 12? Does a 12 hit you?
I have an armor class of 12.
A 12 hits you. The dagger strikes. But it doesn't do that much damage. Okay. No, it does a whole 3 points of damage. It just like lightly grazes down your arm, and the thing looks at you and winks.
She's not of age. She's not of age. Stop that.
That is its turn. Psyche,
Do I gotta get back at it as a response attack?
Do you have a reaction that would do so?
I don't even know where I'd look. I just know that sometimes when you attack something, it can get back at you.
It would be reactions is under your actions in that bottom bottom right corner.
Yes, I have an opportunity attack.
Yes, that's only when it's close to you and it moves away from you.
That is the sort of if in melee range with it and you try to run away, it can do that. So
I also have absorb elements.
If it had stabbed you and you took poison damage, I think that would work actually. So that is like for usually magic, but like if I think it is fire, cold, acid, or poison damage, or maybe lightning, can't remember. If you get hit by those things, you can react, and that will take half the damage away. And less usefully for you, debatably, you also can then like hit someone and do damage of that type, sort of thing.
I'm glad we had this discussion.
But in this moment, it gets to stab you lightly, scratch you lightly, and wink horribly, leer a little bit.
Like my least favorite men.
Gross.
It is, the ones whose names we're not remembering.
Lightly, leering.
Psyche, back to you.
I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna take an opportunity attack because I'm gonna run past this thing to try and open the doors.
As you try to run past, it is going to attempt to swipe at you with a dagger in its hand.
Okay.
That is a 24.
That will hit.
So that is 6 piercing plus much less good on its poison plus 8 poison. So 14 total.
14. I'm going to go ahead and take that as I run past to to try to open the doors to the outside.
All right. You dash past it. It manages to get a dagger in the way, but does not stop you as you fling the doors open where you have already busted your way in. Sunlight from the garden outside washes in. You see the thing shriek and hold its arms up and try to cover all 6 of its eyes.
That's what you should have done when I told you she was underage. And then I'm going to hit it with my quarterstaff. So let's see. That's going to be a...
Even with its hands over its eyes, somehow it manages to leer at you.
Gross. Yeah.
Aren't we
Have
supposed
some
to keep one
self-respect.
alive?
That's a 20.
We're trying to wound this
that
one
hits.
a lot, but not kill it.
Okay. How
We got a lot left.
how close is it
Am I not
to
supposed to see
being
that
dead?
number?
Not very.
Okay.
It took one pretty big blast from Rivulet, but it has otherwise not been very badly hurt.
Okay, so that's going to be a 7.
Okay.
Then I'm going to attack it again. That's a 24 to hit.
Hits.
That's a 10 damage.
2 blows. It is looking pretty beat up.
Cool. Then I'm going to go ahead and bonus action flurry blows.
Right.
That's 25.
Hits.
So another 8 damage and a 22.
Also hits.
Okay, and that's another 9 damage.
You follow after this thing, fling open the door in, its sunlight washes in, it covers its eyes, and you rain down blows on it. It goes from looking like it could run away successfully to looking like it is clinging to life with all 6 of its legs desperately.
Okay, Thomas, that's the best that I can set you up.
Talus, that is to you. What I will say in this moment is that your phantasm is likely to, at this point, make its brain explode. Like, looking at it, you can tell it is in incredibly rough shape. And to meta for a moment, magical and especially psychic damage, I'm going to rule, unless you can give me a good reason, it's not going to be non-lethal. Like, you can't firebolt someone non-lethally, say.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, given, I mean, I don't know if anyone has actually communicated this, but no one seems to be attempting to help me like grapple it. So
the quarterstaff was non-lethal damage. So
I helped.
yeah, I'm doing my best to reduce its hit points to the point where we can grapple it.
It's been incredibly badly wounded, but no one has actively tried to.
I don't have an extra cat carrier. I only had the one cat carrier.
It's a little big to fit.
Yeah.
Wait, could I use some of the detritus from our
our now
recently
dead
deceased dead guy? Create like a thorax.
I could
kinda-
entangle it.
Yeah.
All of these things are possible on your turn. Yeah, Talus, you could also hold an action if you would like to see what happens. But do what you would do, whatever.
okay. I guess if the psychic damage is likely to kill it, then I will end the spell and just like jump on it
Yeah.
and try to like grab some of its legs.
Amazing. In your mind's eye, the Oitug disappears. You close the distance and leap onto it. It's still covering its eyes from the sun. Roll me. I will allow you to use either acrobatics or athletics, your choice, and I'm going to give you advantage while it is in the sun trying to cover its eyes.
Okay. Great. I will use acrobatics. Oh, that's a 21.
Look at that.
Nice. You feel it suddenly trying to writhe under you as you land on its back and start gathering up its legs in your arms. It rolls an 18. It does not succeed. You have this thing grappled and are beginning to pull its legs sort of up onto its back as you would hold someone's arms behind their head, sort of thing. Yeah. And
All right. Well, as my free action, I'll just say, all right, I think I've got control of it. Help, everyone. We've got to read its thoughts and find out where it came from.
Rivulet.
Ride this spider tar into the sunset with me.
I have Zone of Truth, but it doesn't speak a language that I understand, I don't think.
It has not yet done so.
Oh. That is
I mean-
a leading answer.
Well, I'm trying. Rivulet would think like it has not spoken a language I think that any of you understand. It is recognizably language of some sort. Does appear to be intelligent enough to be speaking. And I think Rivulet, you're
You're all the way on the other side of the corridor here too.
Yeah, I ran away.
That's okay.
But you could entangle it. You could try to help Talus secure it more. You could do other things.
Oh, I can entangle it. I'll entangle it.
Okay. What does it roll
Entangle
to?
him all right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already turned one humanoid at least. Who knows? The Choldreth might discover it really likes your kelp. What does it roll?
I can't actually find entangle anymore. Oh, there we go. Great.
I was going to say, do you not have it prepared today? But no.
No, that's not how. I just cast it.
Okay.
It's a 14th string.
That is a 6. Kelp begins growing out of the cracks in the flagstones around it near the door and start wrapping around more of its legs. Talus, I'm going to say since you are on top of its back, you are fine. But this thing is now entangled, restrained, not moving, doing very, very little. Rivulet, movement or bonus action for you?
No.
Okay.
I don't want to kill it.
All right. Galen.
Yeah, can I just like walk up and grab it? Like, can I just telekinetically shove it into my own arms and pick it up and bounce it on my head?
I mean, Talus is on it.
Absolutely. Make an athletics check.
Just put them both.
Yeah.
Like a hat.
Yeah.
No, I just take them off your hands. I mean, you're on top of it, and then it's like a kind of I shove it out. You can gracefully land where you were.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll elegantly dismount.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see where are my athletics.
Roll to elegantly dismount.
Roll to athletics. Oh, and I got a 16. 2 plus 14.
Yeah. You shove it. Talus slides off, and Galen, you wrap it up in an aggressive bear hug, capturing all of its limbs behind it. I'm going to say at this point we are out of initiative. You have it very secure in the strong, burly arms of Galen.
With extra cool brand new wrist guards.
With extra cool chitinous wrist guards on your arms. It continues chittering. It is not like knocked out. It's not happy about this. But the rest of the temple falls quiet.
Okay, I detest that sound. You all go ahead and interrogate your captive, and I will take these. They just gesture to the humanoid lumps on the floor. I'm going to take these out into the sun, and hope they're still alive. Don't blow anything up, please.
Talking about not blowing anything up, I'm going to inspect my thingamabob.
Your gem?
Yeah.
Sure. Roll an investigation.
9.
So the piece that you have, what you took out of this device, is just this gem. I should pull up the other document and make sure that I remember all of the stuff that you knew about it, because your family, as we remember, has mined this thing and has great quantities of it.
And surely I have a lot of history knowledge about this thing.
So the crimson sunferrite, these gems, these crystals are very rare. They're found you would know on the surface, they're much more rare than, your people have explored not the entirety of the seabed, but vast areas more than the islands, right? There's just so much more area. So your family has mined these pretty extensively. The reason they are extremely valuable is that they can enhance some magical properties of spells cast on them or near them. Not always predictably, but I think what you would know in this moment is like this piece that you have is like pretty valuable here on the surface, just as a piece that someone could use. Looking at it and what was kind of happening with it in the device, I think the best Rivulet knows at this moment is like, whatever the device was doing, this thing was needed to boost its signal or its power. Okay. And this, I would say this chunk you have is like, it would fit in your hand, and it's probably worth 200 to 300 gold.
I put it in my bag of holding.
Okay. Psyche, you start rolling. You start rolling these cocooned humanoids outside.
So if I had a strength score, I suppose like between 1 and 20, it'd be probably around 9.
She's trying to hold these people. She's very struggling.
They roll and they couple thumps down the stairs. Make a medicine check for me. You manage to get them outside into the sun and sort of pull the webbing off of their faces, try to get them breathing or something approaching breathing.
Okay. That is an 8.
Yeah, they're breathing. They're not waking up.
Okay.
You recognize one of them. You do recognize there is an elven woman who you recognize as the priest of this temple, who you've, in I think your past, even the rare times that you leave your archives in the Grand Temple, like this was a place that you have been. So you recognize this temple priest. This is Farain, a female elf. The other two you do not recognize. One of them is about the largest person you've seen that was not Vec, like a 7-foot tall female orc, very, very large, very curvy and voluptuous, and just like a big, very totally proportionate to that size.
Just put in my bag to test me. I see. Okay.
And a much smaller tabaxi with sort of a tortoiseshell pattern.
Sorry.
Sort of indeterminate gender in the moment is like just the face.
I gently pat them on the head and then go over to the priest.
They are breathing, but they seem to not be waking up.
I tap the priest on the I'm not willing to slap her, but like I'm just kind of tapping her on the cheek, like, okay, hello, wake up, please. Oh, okay, hello.
No response.
Oh, okay.
While this is happening, meanwhile, I imagine take a few moments to wrap this Childreth up securely in the 50 feet of rope common to all adventurers ever.
And also the kelp, of course.
And the kelp. And it is, lying there on its back, all of its limbs squeezed together and secured, and it looks around wildly, chittering.
Okay, I want to detect its thoughts. Okay. Let's see if we can get any information out of it.
That it's going to make is it wisdom?
Yeah, wisdom 15.
That is a 9.
Okay, so BT Debs, I get its surface thoughts automatically, and then when it fails its wisdom, I also get to probe deeper.
What?
And
what does it say, if anything? I'm gonna look if it does not speak the same language as you.
Yeah, okay, good question. So you can read the thoughts. Are thoughts linguistic or non-linguistic? Here we are with an important philosophical question. That
Make a determination quickly.
Plagued my discipline.
Emotions, colors, vibes.
Right. All you have to do is answer 100 years old philosophical question here, Colin, and then
definitively with no wiggle room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hearing thoughts or deciphering thoughts.
Talus, you focus harder on this creature, and you feel the mental barriers in front of you part as you dive in. You are immediately, as you make contact, it is like one long, endless scream. Wordless and angry and lost.
Very high pitched.
Very high pitched, like a tea kettle, but with 30 million times the volume that we're gonna not do into these nice mics. And you get a all right.
I'm a professional.
Yeah, very professional. So professional. It's this thing has been. You get the feeling and the sense that it has been imprisoned for such a long time that it has been driven mindless with insanity and rage and desperation and loneliness and betrayal. And as you dive deeper, you see images more than directly reading its thoughts. You see a dark, wet, cold place, huge, immense, vast, underground, underwater, some sort of cavern space. It's unclear exactly where, swarming with these creatures. Webbing everywhere, nests, small ones chittering and emerging from large egg sacs, and you see portals begin opening. Red circles of magical light just popping open for a few seconds at a time, various places throughout this cavern, and you see other Choldrith hopping through. And you see this one, your perspective shifts as you're looking in first person. It swivels sideways. It looks at another one next to it, which you think you recognize in the now destroyed corpse of its friend, presumably. And you see that one and your perspective leap through a red portal that appears in front of you before your mind returns and your vision is your own again. And accompanying that, give me a history check with advantage.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right. We're checking history and we're doing it with advantage. That is a 19 and a 9. So we'll take the 19.
I think in this moment you recall the Fey realm has long bodies of lore and knowledge that are kept outside the material plane, essentially. And in this moment, you fill in some of the pieces, I think, at least for yourself in this moment. Hundreds of years ago, you remember reading these stories that were recorded. The archipelago was one immense continent. And the gods sometimes walked it, sometimes didn't, had many species that they gifted with their magic and with their blessing, with their intelligence. And at a certain point, something happened. The Fey lore doesn't exactly say what. It's either obfuscated or has been purposely concealed to prevent knowledge from leaking out, perhaps. And you recall just the story that the continent was broken apart by a war between the gods that involved some of the beings that were walking the material plane as well. And in the aftermath of it, all of those remaining creatures had been corrupted or enslaved or eradicated. And the few that remained were sealed away, as Psyche has also remembered, in this secret tomb that no one is supposed to know where it is or how to get at it. But I think in this moment, you realize someone or something has created these devices you found to open portals to that prison and let these creatures back into the world.
Okay, so the device that Rivulet broke, that's a portal generator?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I think you guys had already kind of sussed some of this out because you had a chance to look at it before Rivulet extracted, shall we say, the gem from inside it. And it I think you had already known that it was some sort of planar teleportation. But now
Okay.
you think you know much more clearly where it is supposed to go. For what purpose, I don't think Talus would know at this moment, but you know where these things are supposed to be going.
You mean I know
Or where
approximately
the portals
where
are going.
Right. So you mean as in that they're ending up wherever these devices have been deployed?
The device creates a portal to this tomb that has sealed away all these creatures, and those creatures can come through it to wherever the device was. Yes.
But now they can't. 'Cause
Okay.
It's broken.
This device was
Right.
But there's
You're welcome.
All right, friends, I've seen a terrible vision inside this dark, terrifying creature's memory of a vault simply teeming with creepy spider monsters and this pyramidic device that Rivulet has so helpfully disabled for us may have been a portal generator allowing whatever nefarious person is behind this dastardly plan to send spider monsters anywhere they want that they can put the little glass devices. So be aware if you see another one. We should probably destroy it on sight and take its fancy jewels. Well, maybe not destroy it, but certainly disable it in important ways. There we are.
Heard.
Heard, chef.
I'm the chef, actually. But you can hear my herd. That's what you're trying to say.
We should find more of these.
Portal. More portal lantern moments.
Also known as.
I'm not in the room. I'm outside.
I mean, by this point you have realized these. You can try another medicine check. It's been a moment or two if you want to give that another shot. But nope.
It's a 3 this time.
You are really not sure why lightly slapping him in the face isn't working, but it's not working.
This is not. Hey, I am a doctor, but not of this. Not of this. Not of the body. Not of the. Please just wake up. Please. Hello. I knock on her forehead like it's a door. Hello.
I think you guys hear through the open door the sounds of Psyche sort of trying to wake these people up.
I would like to perceive whether or not there's any more pyramids in
Sure,
the
make a
general
perception check.
space. That's a 17 plus whatever I got, which is definitely going to be over 21.
Especially now with kind of the both doors open and sun coming in, you're able to see much better. It looks like there are no more of these things in the temple. It's just the one feebly twitching and like looking angrily through all 6 of its eyes at you.
I was talking about the triangle thing, the triangle portal.
Pyramid, generator.
There are no more in the temple, but you do, again, as you sort of like pick it up and looking at it, notice on one of the vertices, on one of the edges of it, there's a little mark that looks like an engraved raven or some sort of bird.
That's useful information. Are there any areas of the city that have anything to do with ravens?
If only you had some kind of researcher with you, you could like show it to. And
oh, okay. So I grab it.
No, it's okay.
I grab it and then I run outside and I'm like, oh, do you need help with these people who are sick? Let me roll my medicine, and I get a 6. So that was not useful.
Yeah, you're also like, it should work. Like lightly slapping them in the face is what I do all the time.
I drop some water on them to splash them away.
Do you have some kind of healing magic, maybe?
Oh, yeah, I do. You want some? Were you not feeling very well?
I don't need it per se, but the 3 unconscious people. Perhaps?
Oh, you want them awake?
Yes.
Okay. I cast my.
Sorry, do you
healing
not
word.
want them awake for some reason?
Oh, I don't know if I. Nope. I'm. Oh, I do. I have one. Okay. I cast healing word. Brayut. And then they get.
To which of them? I guess which would Rivulet?
Probably the one that I'm working on, I imagine.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the
That's a
priestess.
6.
You lean down and whisper in the ear of this elf who takes one deep breath in. What happened? I am Psyche.
Oh, look at you. Conscious and everything.
She starts like wriggling a little
yes,
bit. Why am I?
Well, I was really.
Could someone let me
You
out
could
of
tell
this?
me that, maybe.
Would you mind terribly letting me out first?
I start trying to rip the webbing, but I do have a 9 strength score.
Can I just toss a little knife over? A little Swiss Army knife. Deftly toss it so that it goes thump, right in the ground.
You toss it to the monk who does have deflect missiles, and
I grab it like automatically
while letting out a small squeak. You begin cutting this the priest open as I'm
sure the webbing, not the priest.
Yeah.
I would love to know.
Yes. Cutting the webbing off.
Cutting the priest free.
Absolutely eviscerate. Oops.
Oh my God! Why? What did I do to you?
I just wanted you conscious so that you could feel it.
God.
As you cut her open, I'm
gonna cut her out. Yeah.
I bring to you the pyramid. And I'm like, look at this symbol. Aren't you book smart?
Yes.
Oh well, look at this.
Is it okay? This is the device.
The priest stands up, and suddenly all of her insides fall out on the ground.
No, she's fine.
Make
This is just a first room.
Make an investigation or perception for you as she stands up and sort of starts also taking this webbing off of herself.
Okay, that is a. So what is it between?
Investigation or perception.
I think perception's better. So that's going to be a 23.
Okay. You look at it and you immediately it reminds you of something that you have seen. You're not like intimately familiar with this, but you're fairly sure that one of these sort of storefronts on the Street of Artificers shares a very, very, very strong resemblance to this mark.
Oh, terrible. Okay.
What's terrible? What is that thing?
Do you know the shop? The Artificer's Quarter? Are you?
Well, no, I'm not usually over there.
Right.
But thank you, I suppose. Forgive me. My name is Ferain Silgwyn. I am the priest here at the temple. Thank you for getting those things out of it. Although you seem to have left one. Am I supposed to deal with that?
No, we're working on that one. No need to worry. It does seem capable enough of thought. So, did Tanis learn anything interesting?
Oh,
Yeah.
do you know how to read thoughts or things?
Well,
Understand an arachnophobic scream.
Yeah.
I'm
essential
very
dread.
good at reading people, but that's more where my
Ooh,
talents
read me,
lie.
read me.
She
I don't know if this is the right time for like a cavalier.
And then maybe you could just run us
fortune telling.
through how you became all of this. Maybe.
Well, I'll do my best.
Do you remember what
Slightly
happened?
more
Rivulet, she
urgent,
kind of looks you up and down and just goes, "You must have a very large family and something to prove."
Oh, that's quite accurate. Yes.
Yes. Well,
Yeah, it
Well
feels like
done.
that every single time she does it. It's really kind of mortifying.
Yeah.
it's a special gift, you know.
Yeah.
Well, so I can tell you what I remember, and hopefully it's helpful. I came in early this morning, as I usually do, to clean up and take over from the overnight priest in case anyone has wandered in very early. And, well, I was cleaning and tidying up the altar when these two, oh dear, and she gestures down to the remaining two still passed out but breathing and burrito wrapped, encased in silk bodies on the ground. They came in for advice. They're in love, you see. It's very charming, cute, and their families don't really support it for several reasons. And so I was counseling them and listening and providing any sort of guidance that they wished, as is our custom here at the temple. And I noticed some person, humanoid, 2 legs and so forth, and walk in wearing a sort of a red robe, and they... Does that mean something to you?
Oh man, these red robes, guys, we know they're bad. Don't. Yeah.
Oh.
Colin, does that mean something to me?
I think all of you would immediately be suspicious of the have you encountered the cult? And you have been told about their...
I've been told about
Yes.
their mission, and I've heard about how the tourney collapsed.
Make a... You know what? I'm going to ask you this. How aware is Psyche of current events in the city?
Oh, not
Okay.
at all.
Roll a history check with disadvantage for me.
Okay. Okay, so that's 2. I've rolled a 2, and then Colin, I've rolled a 2 plus 10, which is 12.
So oddly enough, like this information has even filtered into your consciousness. It's in the last little while, like even as you go on the rare occasions you remember to feed yourself and go grab a meal, it is something that people are talking about, and you must have overheard somewhere. There's been these just stories, rumors, as far as you know, about people in red robes. And I think what Psyche would have latched onto is that the stories about them say that they're sort of proselytizing xenophobia and isolationism.
Oh, I hate
And
that.
have been received very poorly in this city that was founded on very egalitarian principles, but still are known here.
Yeah.
And I think the other 3 of you, with no check necessary, like that is immediately very prominent in your minds. Well, so this person walked in and they sort of knelt down by the altar for a little while, and well, I suppose that sometime later they must have left, because when I looked over a little while later, it was gone. I try to devote my undivided attention to people that come in with counseling requests. And then we were wrapping up a moment or 2 later, and there was some sort of noise, sort of like ripping cloth, maybe, of something like that, and a really horrible smell, worse than the city sewers on a hot day. And then 2 things, I guess, that thing and maybe another one just like it, sort of chittered and laughed and shrieked and dropped out of the ceiling, and well, everything went dark. That's all I remember until you woke me up.
All right, Priestess, you are aware you're experiencing some extraplanar events in the city
I've heard something about
following
that.
the collapse of the tourney that I strongly
Oh, yes,
advised
that was...
against.
Well, I suppose there's no pleasing everyone.
Mm.
Well, some of our most capable priests and priestesses, maybe. But anyway, beside the point.
That is, well, anyway.
I wonder if any of the other the couple that you are talking to might have noticed anything else. Should I just play hoot?
Just heals them casually.
That's a +9 to
There's an orc and a tabaxi.
the orc.
The orc.
The orc. The orc. The orc.
The orcish woman wakes up with a grunt. Huh? What happened? Oh, this is not what I
So
left.
when you were having a conversation about getting married,
Sorry, let us introduce ourselves. Hi, I am Psyche Philillian. This is Princess Rivulet Starfish. We are readdressing the fact that you were attacked by spider sentinels. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
did you
could
notice-
you maybe let me out also?
Yeah, I'll work on it. Why don't you go ahead and answer the princess's
Oh, you still
questions?
got my pocket knife. Go ahead,
Sorry,
slice it up. Come on.
Hey, can
I
I
start
just talk now, please?
cutting
Thank
them
you.
out as Rivulet asks questions.
So, did you happen to notice any red-robed beings?
What does that have anything? Maybe.
It's very important.
You were at the center of an active crime scene
well,
that may have been
And
initiated
I'm
by a
going to
red-robed
cast.
individual.
No, I don't have anything that I can cast anymore.
well, look,
That's all my magic.
look, me.
You're tired.
I was
tired.
I don't know if you've ever loved someone that your family and culture didn't approve of, but I was a little more focused on
Yes,
the
what is
priestess
that
and the
all about?
counseling and
I like kind of put my like my
Chalice.
chin in my
Well-
hand. What is that about? Tell me all about that.
what I this is the cat I want to spend the rest of my life with, and
Aw.
my family is not very supportive of this.
Why is that? Both, why are they not supportive and what do you like about them?
I'm sorry, is that really
It's getting really
relevant
deep
right
right
now?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No.
She, like, you see her cheeks start turning very dark green.
I'm so sorry. But, well, I'm glad that you two are all right. At the moment, Princess, if you could heal me.
Chalice, could you help us with this investigation with your special
Hello,
tricks?
Dallas. Are you, sorry, I forgot. Are you done with that one? I can whack it if you'd like.
Yes, I do think we should probably just off it. It seems to be in terrible
I would
pain
love
anyway.
to whack it. Just
Yeah.
quite mightily.
Yeah.
I would quite enjoy it.
Yeah, I honestly, I've heard its thoughts and it was just one long stream of agony. So
Okay.
I think you'll be doing it a favor. And yes, if you'd like me to go spelunking in these new ones' minds,
Yes,
I can
please.
certainly do that
if they
for you as well.
consent, they are sentient. and
I'm sorry,
cooperative.
yes, that seems... I would really... I have to insist that you not do that here in my temple. That's especially without their consent, which is one of the foremost precepts of our order. I'm...
But
You-
because you're
like-
answering the question to our desire, and I would like to know
Perhaps
more
we
about the
don't
red
know.
rose.
All right. Here's the thing. Now, the detect thoughts could be useful if, for example, for reasons of trauma and other things, you're struggling to remember the moments that preceded your current predicament. But, Princess, it is not polite to come into other people's houses or minds and simply rifle through all of their things. Do you understand?
I'm gonna roll.
Psyche, you feel...
I got a 5 on understanding.
You do not understand. You feel the orc try to, like, gently slip the knife out and kneel down and start working on the tabaxi.
Okay, that's good. I'm sorry. Your name and your love.
My name is Chorza, and this is Breeze on the Waters. Or Breeze, if you know
Tabaxi
her
names are
as I
so
do.
lovely. Pleasure to meet you both, not necessarily under such great circumstances, but it is a pleasure. I'm going to kind of titter up the steps and take out my quarterstaff and say to the little spiderling on the floor, you came into the House of Love and you hurt people, and now I'm going to hurt you just so badly. And I'm going to whack it in the head with my quarterstaff.
I mean, it is the equivalent of paralyzed. You auto crit and crush it into the floor. Its carapace cracks open, and its limbs just like twitch and then fall very still.
No, the embrace of the mother. Thank you. And I
Meanwhile, Farain, the priestess, looks back at you, Talus, and goes, you may not enter the minds of my parishioners without their consent, but I don't believe they saw anything anyway, but you may take a look in mine if it will in fact help you.
All right. I certainly want to respect your boundaries. I mean, are you concerned that you may not remember anything that has happened to you explicitly?
I mean, couldn't you just tell us if there's something?
Yes, but-
I've
Use your
Right.
words.
That she saw.
I have told you everything that I remember, but as I said, I was more focused on the counseling I was providing. But I suppose it is possible that I might have seen something important that I wasn't aware of. And from what I know of similar magics, your friend may indeed be able to spot it. But again, I would prefer that you let this couple leave in peace, unless you need them for something else.
Well, what exactly is it that we're trying to find out here, team?
which one?
Yes,
that
I have
we
that
think
question
that the
myself.
If perhaps,
obviously, the focus of the mind orients it around whatever it is attentive to, but it does receive a great deal of data outside of that which it fully consciously notices. So the idea of detecting the priestess's thoughts is that you would be able to perhaps redirect focus to something she may have observed but not fully taken in consciously.
That's exactly what I was trying to say.
Yes.
Why doesn't anyone ever listen to me?
I think I'm in the same boat as Talus, though, but it's like it's pretty clear what happened. These aberrational
But what did he
spider
look like?
beings came
Yes, that
through
is
and
the
spun them up.
How did he set up the thing?
Well, yes.
You're
Princess,
talking about
I
who
want to be
set up
clear. I
the
do agree with you.
transmogrifying.
Yes.
See, the smart one likes what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. That is a little insulting to your friends, but not.
I'm not smart enough to get that kind of an insult, actually. It rolls right off of my smooth brain.
Okay.
No crevices. Chicken cutlet up there. Just baby smooth,
You know you like it.
wet and pink.
It's how we all like it.
That was my nickname in college.
That was
I
the
didn't go to
story of my
college.
sex
It
tape.
was my nickname on the pirate ship.
Wet and pink?
Oh, yeah.
Farain looks around very confused by all of this.
This has been my entire day, priestess.
They seem worth it, I think.
I think so too.
But you, if you wish, I suppose.
All right. Well, I appreciate your willingness to help us in our quest. So I will go ahead and detect thoughts.
She takes a moment to sort of just sit, materialize almost 2 seating meditation cushions, and you both sit down and eye gaze deeply for a moment. As you cast detect thoughts, you feel her willingly allow you in. Talus, make a perception check for me.
Okie doke. Perceiving. Terrible at this. It's a 12.
You feel yourself enter this memory, and you feel it much as she described. You see sort of from Farain's perspective, how she wakes up in the morning, finds, lives a short distance from the temple, makes her way there, begins cleaning. Chorza and Breeze and the Waters enter, and you see her kind of sit down and begin counseling them. And again, like as she described, they're asking, how do we make our families more accepting of our love? What sort of strategies would you advise? And Farain attempting to advise them. She looks sideways as the door opens, and someone indeed in a red robe enters. Make a history check with disadvantage.
Okie dokie. Checking history. Roll 1 is a crit, but roll 2 is 13.
There's just a moment when Farain must have seen this person's face. Like right as they entered, they looked in her general direction before moving to the altar. But the memory is a little bit blurry, and you don't get a very good look. It looks familiar, but you can't place it. And it's not familiar enough to be identified. And the memory sort of continues playing out in this way. This person enters, you do recognize the distinctive color and style of the cult and their red robes. And this figure goes towards the altar, kneels down. Farain's attention is pulled back to the 2 in front of her, and you don't really see what happens, but she looks over, and there is just this sort of device that you feel in her mind. She assumes it's an offering of some sort, didn't really think anything about it. The fact that it might have had a little bit of light or a little bit of reflection from the crystal did not strike her as odd. And then sound, smell, chittering, the sense and sight of far too many limbs dropping from the ceiling, and everything goes black, and you back to your body. And she opens her eyes and goes, Did I miss anything?
Could you tell what species that being was?
You're reasonably certain just from like the skin color that you took a glimpse of, Talus, that it was human. Or something pretending to be a human or disguised as. Like, there are magical possibilities as well.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you, Farain, for your willingness to help us explore and probe into your memory for answers to this mystery. Unfortunately, doesn't appear that I was able to glean any further information than what was available to us already.
Well, I'm sorry I couldn't help more. Perhaps you said an artificer or something. Perhaps
Right.
that might be more useful than my own memory.
Can I show the marking around the whole group to see if anybody else would recognize this kind of mark? Galen's
sure.
pretty familiar with the city.
Everybody give me a history check. Galen, yours with advantage.
Oh, 19. Well,
That's a dirty
I got
20.
a 22.
oh, advantage, just roll twice.
Roll
Yeah,
twice
and
and take
higher
the
too.
higher number.
Oh, and then a 20. So I'll just go with the 20.
Yeah, you've had several different weeks of just sort of time to explore the city and explore more of the outer rings. And Galen, I think the course of some of your patrols brought you by the Street of Artificers. Talus and Rivulet, I think you also remember seeing something very like this on a sign on one of these shops along that street. Galen, you remember specifically, it is a small shop, kind of the end of one of the streets, one of the canal, the Cattail Canal, the Street of Artificers, and a small building at the end of the street. You remember the name of this shop. It is called Irregular Artifice, and you remember this, raven or crow, some sort of bird, sort of burned into the sign in a way that, as you look at this pyramid and think back in your mind, the outlines of it, the shapes of it, are as identical as you can imagine from very small engraved maker's mark on a tiny piece of device to sign.
Wow, this is crazy. I'm just realizing that the engravings here match completely exactly the engravings of my memory. At the Raven Crow sign, the Irregular Artifice at Cattail Corral.
And you joke that you aren't smart.
I just remember certain interesting things.
I think you're very intelligent.
Well, thanks.
Well, you don't have to thank me. It's just a part of who you are.
I rolled a 22. Do I get any smarts?
Yeah, you remembered that there was
we all went there?
You have all at least passed by that street in exploring. I think Rivulet would be interested in in the artificers' quarters and what was going on, what they were building. But with a nat 20, Galen remembers the name of the shop, and you guys both remember where it is and seeing this mark on that sign.
With your predilection for grabbery, I'm surprised you didn't pursue artificing. I see.
One can only do so much with their one singular life.
That's true.
You see Chorza, the orc, has just picked up the tabaxi, with a little bit of effort, and just goes, "So, can we go? You don't need. You're gonna go do something about this. That was a lot.
Right, you're quite all right.
I feel like I'm probably gonna throw up, but."
Okay, will you leave me your details so that I can have the city guard follow up just to make sure you're both all right?
Details?
Yes.
Do they have more than one?
No, I believe the tabaxi only has the one. I could be wrong.
Chorza puts down her partner for a moment, and as you begin gathering information, and the rest of you gather your things from the temple and prepare to depart for the Street of Artificers. That is where we'll pick up next week.
Not even close to harmonizing. I love that.
Hey,
for us.
we're doing great. It's harmonizing somewhere.
We picked 4 different keys, and
Yeah, perfect. We're professional actors and singers and people and clowns on this show.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for listening, and I am so happy to be back with all of you. Hannah, where can people find you?
people can find me at Booger Queen Draws on TikTok and Instagram and everywhere else. They can find us at the Roll Report Cast on both TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah. And oh boy, does Hannah draw amazingly and beautiful.
And my commissions are open.
Kaya, where can people find you?
On Instagram. And currently you can see a clip of my latest hand modeling adventure.
Hand modeling.
Ooh.
A different breed than the face and body models.
Pro body shaving. Body hair shaving. That's an interesting combination.
Interesting.
Okay.
At KAYAMEYY. Yeah.
Ben, where can people find you?
I am at Ben_Rogue on the Instagrams.
And Fenner.
Well, I'm all Fenner on Instagrams.
You can't find me, but you can find my cats at No Good Cats. And yeah, like and follow the show. We are at the Roll Report Cast on the Grams and the Talks of the Ticks. And if you really like what we're doing, exactly.
Like
and if you want more spider head codpiece wearing shenanigans and all of the things, and you want to support the show, you can find us on Patreon, patreon.com/The Roll Report. And what am I missing? Oh,
Like
give it.
we always do. Oh.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, leave us 5 stars because that's
we
a
like
thing.
that.
But we do like that. And we love reviews on Apple Podcasts also, like we always do. 6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Spider monsters.
Spider humans.
Jump on it. Grapple their legs.
His are hard and lots of eyes. 8 legs.
Coming from another universe. Spider.